Hello, hello, THL. Welcome to Salty Saturday. My name's Saku. Wow, it's been a while. Had a mini set kick out. We had a 2 week push. We had a minor hiccup in the THL uh, spreadsheet with some rollover, accidental rollover stuff. So it's just been a wonderful weekend of funky stuff. But I am joined by two wonderful THLers in the community. We have coming in hot is Tab. How you doing, Tab?
I'm doing great. I think it's one of my first casts, and I'm enjoying the opportunity. The mini set is very exciting. A lot of strategies changed, and a lot of people unfortunately got rolled over to their old strategies. So it was very funny to see all the panic that ensued. But
Yeah,
but we're here now. We're locked in with the new patch and ready to enjoy some Hearthstone.
that's right. I forgot to mention the patch, which I wasn't home Friday, so because I was out for work. But yeah, and then we have Geranium Battle. How you doing, sir?
Oh, wow. It's been a long time since I've been in the casting position.
Yeah,
I couldn't help but be on the stream every single week this season. So I'm very excited. This new shakeup with the mini set, and then the patch right before submission, has definitely made this a tough call on what people are going to be bringing, and especially what's good into what. So we're maybe seeing that a little bit with the bans here too. Banning Priest, banning DK. Both of them brought both of those, but they're very different on how they feel they're gonna play.
all right. So with the lovely bands, I'm just gonna tell the players they could start. But anything interesting since the mini set dropped and with the patch that you guys have noticed lately?
I'm thinking that with the most recent patch, I think the big meta player of Hunter really essentially fell off. You can see even with this match in Hero, Ty Leaf and Proby1 looks like they played before the patch because they both brought Hunter, whereas Biko and Share 42 actually played after.
Ah,
I would think, considering they neither of them have it, and their classes both have Mage, which also sort of made a comeback after a lot of hostile decks to it. Things where it had giants that Mage couldn't easily remove sort of fell off.
Decks that exist past turn 6 are actually able to play the game now. So it is uh, it is a completely different field of play, and BK has made a big resurgence. Um, Warrior has definitely changed a lot now that it doesn't have to fight against the hunter.
mm-hmm.
So and priest.
Yeah, Priest is playable to Ron's Lament.
We're trying to teach Ron how to use Priest, but he's like,
He hasn't unlocked it yet.
well, he's like an infant, trying to feed them for the first time. It's like,
Yeah,
no, no, turning away and pushing the plate away, that kind of stuff. But all
yeah,
right,
he'll come around once his palette advances.
that's exactly. So just let
Yeah,
the
once
players.
once he realizes that there's a nice little button next to his hero that he can click, it actually becomes a lot easier.
Looks like the players are going in. So for our viewers, we're going to see Turtle at the bottom of the screen. First to spectate for the casters, and Lulu Mark One is going to be at the top.
You have no idea what you've unleashed.
Yep, I'm getting into my spectate right now. It looks like we have Turtles Paladin queued up versus Lulu's Rogue first. I already see a lot of things that would imply it's an Imbue Paladin versus a Pirate Rogue.
Yeah, I mean it's not 100% that it's Pirate Rogue, but it definitely has most of the aggressive pieces there, and then I mean
Hey, do you fight
the
here
the red
often?
scale uh the red scale Dragon Tamers, the Bitter Bloom Knight, it is Imbue Paladin for sure.
And Hosen Roughhouser picked up off the top for Lulu. This version of the Pirate Rogue was very popular even before the mini set. Back when you could sandbox Scoundrel the Shaladrasil as the end game for this deck as well. But now that interaction's taken out, it's much more streamlined to the Pirate game plan.
Okay, and Turtle's drawing a lot of the top game there and choosing to not set up the imbue. Instead, this Red Skull Dragon Tamer very likely to pick up the 3-mana 3/4 that basically imbues twice for Paladin. So it's good value, and we'll see it draw right now.
Yeah, I like it. I think that if you're not going to be pressing the button early, better to get your draw out so that you can ideally not draw these naturally and be able to play them on curve here. Looks like it's exactly what he'll do. And then Lulu will probably look to drop one of these Hosens. It's pretty much all you can do in response.
Yeah, and it's going to be tough to remove from Turtle's side. Having to commit an equality and a trade in of your 3/4 is probably not a price that you're going to pay. But yeah, keeping the Hosen Roughhouser on the board is a lot of pressure, especially with the second Hosen coming up very soon alongside the Scoundrel.
Yeah, this is the first real decision Turtle has to make. I think he's probably going to go with the Bitter Bloom Hero Power into Dragon Scale Armaments. It just uses a clean amount of mana and gets some board pressure back to contest these pirates, swarm of pirates that Lulu is pressuring with. 3 is a very nice spot for dragons. Gives you the 3-mana 3/3 Paladin Lifesteal Dragon, as well as the aforementioned Gold Petal Drake, the 3/4 that imbues. So I like Turtle going for a draw of 1 portal here at 3.
Yes, and even the Fey Trickster, maybe not the one that he was really looking to pick up, but that does still draw him the Renewing Flames from deck. So it's not nothing, but it also isn't quite enough pressure. And no Consecration off the top means that, yeah, he's still going to be fighting through these Roughhousers for another turn before he can Nomelia.
Yeah, it looks like got a pretty strong turn to set up for that Nomelia, though. Unless Lulu can find something to do with these this 5/6 that just dropped on the board. Unfortunately, he can't clear any individual one of these, so the Hosens will keep trucking along, and it looks like a very pop-off oriented turn for Lulu here. The players are playing very confidently and fast, which is what you like to see for a 1 seed.
Wow, that is a big miss there from Lulu, missing the 3/2s, the Bargain Bin Buccaneers, and instead having to get the Talgath. I mean, Talgath is definitely still valuable, however, not really able to clear off as much of the board in the correct way, and not presenting a bunch of pirates that the Bargain Bin Buccaneer would have.
Yeah, Buccaneer would have been insane, especially with the combination of the toy boats and the Hosens. But this is gonna look like pretty much an all-in from Lulu. That's the only way that the hand really operates with what she picked up from the Lucky Comet. So looks like it's up to Turtle to clear this off, or else he's got about 1 to 2 turns until he's dead.
Yeah, and it does look like positioning-wise, because that toy boat is next to the 3/5. If Nomelia does come down, it's just going to leave a single Talgath, and that might be the end of the game. I mean, depending on Lulu's top decks, she doesn't have a clear way back in.
Yeah, looks like positioning might be the thing that ends up deciding this game. I don't know exactly what could be top decked, and I don't think a toy boat is going to be doing it with no pirates to draw. Turtle will clear this turn, or just play Renewing Flames, and then the Ursul should lock out the game with the other Renewing Flames.
Yes, I think. I mean, there is some danger from damage from hand, So playing one Renewing Flames here into the Aura Renewing Flames seems like a very reasonable option. Deciding to show Lulu that he has 2 copies of Renewing Flames because Lulu does know about the other one in hand, but that's fine.
Yeah, this is one of the better top decks for Lulu, actually. Getting a raiding party that she can prep out into the toy boat, into pirates. That's one of the ways you can get back into this game. A bit of a draw engine, but I think that the Paladin's defensive tools should be able to stabilize the situation. But we'll see.
Yeah, and Turtle is basically going back to full right now and clearing off the board, which, you know, Parrot Rogue is going to be able to draw 3 cards next turn, and those 3 have better be pretty good cards off this toy boat to deal with the 9/7 and the huge damage coming down.
Ooh, Dig for Treasure finds Fyrakk. That is a nice inclusion at the top end of this Pirate Rogue. Like I was talking about, Shaladrosel also in her deck, which is even more top end, which is, I guess, one of the ways you can probably fight back into this game. If you play Fyrakk first, and then if that doesn't get there, then Shaladrosel is corrupted, so you'll be able to get all the advanced dream cards. And as we see right now, Turtle using the Anachronos to clear off the immediate pressure might get a little overwhelmed by the follow-up turns. We'll see what these dragons give.
I mean, the thing to remember is that 10 damage is coming down with the Renewing Flames, so I don't know. I mean, wait, so Fyrakk's coming down instantly, of course, but if it doesn't do everything, I mean everything.
Oh wow!
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if this doesn't get cleared.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, there's no way that Lulu has enough presence to stop the Renewing Flame from hitting face for 5, because 4 is the lowest health.
Well, they found lethal.
Yeah. She did find lethal. Unfortunately, not on her end, but that Fyrakk was very funny. Casting the overheat, drawing the only nature spell in the deck. Shaladrosel getting milled. It was very funny.
And just a reminder, viewers out there, this is Hero, which is Hero Series in THL, so that means it is the last hero standing format, meaning players that win with their class keep going.
Yeah, thank you for mentioning that, because actually Turtle just messaged me asking which series it was, and I had to tell him the same thing. Turtle obviously in multiple series this season. He's performing quite well in Legacy. I think he has a 4-1 match score in there, but unfortunately is 1-3 in Hero. So he's looking to sort of reverse some of that luck going into this match, and already 1-0 up on Lulu.
Yeah, and in a matchup that normally is very Rogue favored. Rogue normally deals very well with Paladin, but the way that the draws went, the MB Paladin just was able to keep going wide for very little cost on their end.
Yeah, found some nice curve options and was able to get to those stabilization pieces around 6, 7, and 8 that Paladin is very good at. And we'll see how it fares up against a aggro priest, a fishing priest. This deck has gotten a lot more common, being able to get under some of the other greedier combo decks that people have been playing now that they don't have to deal with Imbue Hunter. I think we've seen a pivot to either combo or aggro as the premier versions. There's some control decks as well, but even in the control decks, they have some sort of very big flashy finisher.
Yeah, it was actually very interesting to see the catch of the day not trade into its 2/1, its bait, and instead see the Divine Shield come off of the Brain Masseuse. Just because basically the only way that Paladin has to deal with the 3/1 from hand is Consecration, which was very unlikely to come down early. But here we're going to see, you know, the big board going wide as we saw last game with Rogue, and this time I don't see a clear from the Paladin side.
Yeah, and opting not to trade and get the hero power value, I think dumping 6 damage into the 3/4 obviously is not conducive to the aggro priest mindset of just decking the face. We see Turtle already down to 14 and no obvious way to get out of it.
I think Leroy might be Leroy Braidkins or whatever it is, Lee Rush Jenkins, in a moment.
Yeah, it looks like the cleanest way to deal with this 5/6, and nothing else looks amazing from Lulu's hand unless she wants to hit once. No, the Doomhammer won't even do well enough. This is the cleanest trade. Unfortunately, does spawn the whelps and keep decking until it stops working.
Okay, and looks like with some trades, this Ancient of Yore might be enough. Flutterwing does also look like Turtle's going to be able to stabilize, or even you could Hero Power and the Dream Warden, another very solid option. Just it looks like the priest has run out of ways to get through.
Yeah, I mean it's a very tough decision between these 3 quote-unquote 5 drops, right? Because Ancient of Yore presents the ability to gain life 2 turns in a row while also developing behind on the next turn with taunts, and the other ones are more immediate. And if they're able to present more pressure behind that, then the Ancient of Yore might come down too late. But it seems like the Yore first is the option against the Doomhammer, and this is what I was talking about with Turtle's able to hold up one more turn with taunts and whatever comes behind that, and then the Yore will also gain health this turn.
So I mean, there are some top decks that can do it from Lulu's side. If there is, really depends on what's in this list exactly. I know some of the Fishing Priests run some burst damage from something like okay. Well, anyways, this because of the overload, it's not enough. Otherwise, it would have been. Oh,
Catch of the day won't do it. That is quite sad. But yeah, that overload from the Doomhammer, unfortunately.
well, this is unfortunately is going to be the end of the game for Lulu, as Turtle's going to be able to play a renewing next turn, and yeah, the board will be cleared.
Yep, Paladin shouldn't lose after that. Funnily enough, the Renewing Flames will also go face for 5, and wow, the top deck one just for the Salt in the Wound is pretty devastating for the Priest. It doesn't seem like anything can come down here that would pressure Turtle over 2 turns, especially with the other Renewing Flames behind, and Turtle should be able to lock up this one with intermittent damage here and there.
Okay, a little bit of cute, switching around of attack and health, and then after that, some trades, another Renewing Flames, and an explosion.
Yeah, the Imbue Paladin. I won't count the chickens before it hatches, but it looks like the Imbue Paladin, even against some lineup choices from Lulu that seems like could get under it, um, seeming to be able to hold on just barely. And I mean, Turtle went all the way down to 3 health in this game, close to dead in the last game, but barely holding on with the tools that it has. Turtle seeming to find everything he needs.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, this Adaptive Amalgam is a card in Turtle's deck that did not start there. So this Dream Warden not guaranteed, and does not draw the.
He grabs it. Oh wow, there's even Imbue synergy in Lulu's deck. You have to wonder if this was a combo Imbue / aggro deck. But yeah, right now it shouldn't give anything that's too important. Maybe you could find
Okay.
extra burn or things off the top of that that Imbue hero power.
Lulu finding lethal once again. She's very good at spotting that. But yeah, it turns out actually you can see off that drive there is no hot coals. Hot coals would have been the thing to actually get Lulu through earlier, but yeah, not there.
Yeah, good points. Those decks always used to run hot coals back when, even before the Emerald Dream. A lot of priests of similar nature would run the full self-damage package to get a lot of burn at the end of the game after they were wiped off the board. But we don't need to think about that priest anymore unless Turtle's priest is banned, so no more priest for tonight. Ron's happy, and we'll keep going into Imbue and Imbue off actually versus Imbue Druid versus Imbue Paladin.
Yes, and yeah, it actually wasn't guaranteed to be Imbue Druid. I know Imbue Druid was one of the best decks, before this patch, and now that some other decks have sort of been able to contest it on the board to remove its minions, it's fallen a little bit, but even still, Imbue Druid able to put up a lot of pressure in the mid game.
Turtle channeling his inner Zulok with the Flame Imp on 1. You love to see it. And it actually clears off both Living Roots. He'll probably look to... Oh, he's going with Aegis. Aegis into pressing the button. So he is valuing getting more portals in his deck. And wow, these Aegises are giving some crazy minions.
But I do not believe.
Okay, well, I mean, Twilight Influence is probably going to be the pick here just to remove that right quick. Very impactful, the nerf to Symbiosis, now no longer giving a discount, but wasn't going to be impactful this turn.
Yeah, thankfully just enough mana to get it through, and Turtle actually picks up one of those portals that I mentioned. He valued pressing the hero power early and is going to get rewarded for it, especially because Petal Peddler comes out, and wow, both Petal Peddlers come out. So this board on turn 3 is quite the modern Hearthstone moment, and is very much rewarded for going for early imbues, hero powers, and this Dream Warden on 3. And Imbue doesn't really have a clean way to remove these. I mean, it tries to snowball and get its own board early, rather than getting snowballed like this. So
yeah, I do believe that the Petal Peddler is the only Dragon 2-drop, as that is the only one I've ever seen summon off of the portals. So if another portal does come down next turn, yeah, this board is going to be extremely bad for this Druid.
Yeah, and so the Zephyrus has to be tossed out to fish. I assume it will be cards that potentially impact the battlefield. A Brawl is an amazing pickup against this board because next turn there will be a Brawl and Lulu will have 8 mana. It's not exactly clear what will be the play with the other 3. Probably just a hero power, but especially because Turtle would probably expect to go all in here, or at least as all in as possible on this turn. A Brawl is going to be a great answer.
Wow, and picking up the dragon that has the death rattle to imbue once more. I will say, not for nothing, the Brawl, of course, a great pickup. The Shadow Flame also insane with Imbue Druid, because Imbue Druid can 2 mana make a 6/6 or something, or a 7/7, and then deal 7 damage to the entire opponent's board by sacrificing it. That is crazy in this matchup right now.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see if even Lulu does that this turn with the hero power Mark of the Wild Shadow Flame, because that works with 8 mana, and then next turn, if you need to on the reload, then you can reset with a Brawl into a hero power on 7 mana. But she opts to go with the Brawl first, the most secure game plan, and gets the best roll that she can with killing everything. But the 2/2, I mean, this presents an immediate reversal of the board, and you can save the Shadow Flame for an even bigger and bigger man later on. So I do like this as well, and we'll see how that option works as the game goes on.
Yeah. Right now, I mean, Lulu is maybe showing just like how the imbue decks are matching up, because she's able to make it past that sort of rough early game and is now coming into a actually somewhat stable spot. I mean, of course, Renewing Flames and Consecration are going to come down from Turtle's side, but having board presence into that.
About the board presence. Yeah, Turtle picks up Anachronos off the top, and everything is hitting for the Paladin. Yeah, I mean, what you were saying was relevant. I mean, even setting the 5/1 to 1 HP to dodge the brunt of the Renewing Flames rather than getting it destroyed by in one shot either way. So Lulu opts to go.
Oh my!
Wow, Lulu opts to go with the reload of the Sing-Along Buddy with more golems, but unfortunately gets met by the equality off the top to guarantee the Consecration that was in hand, connecting another 10 damage, getting another portal, and being able to drop presenting lethal for Turtle. And now you see the problem of the Shadow Flame getting stuck in the hand. I mean, you have to go for the Malorn here. It's a great card to have in this spot where your hand's pretty empty and you have 9 mana. So we see Ashamain, Ursoc, and Aviana.
Okay, I mean, Ashamain could do a lot here. I mean, it really depends on if 3 mana or fewer cards are still in Turtle's deck. But like a Consecration, we really have to analyze these. Oh my god, why they're
all signature.
They're all signature. I can't read anything.
Anomalia's good, and actually picking up the Choma is an insane pickup because it presents stalling for a turn. Dragon dropped. There's another dragon in hand.
Yeah, all these imbues are also fantastic, but the problem is that no Renewing Flames draw means that the Ursals that Lulu just picked up aren't really going to do anything, or at least nothing productive.
Yeah, currently it would cast Shadow Flame, which is funny, but also not guaranteed in terms of what you're going to Shadow Flame. Another equality.
Don't.
I also don't agree with this equality. It seems like, I guess the equality. Oh wait, it's just like Turtle shuts us up and shows us why.
A great equality.
It's actually an amazing equality. I forgot that the Choma also kills its own minions And so that's just going to be a quick 3-0 by Turtle. The Paladin getting it done, showing its strength, and a lot of flames have been renewed.
That was pretty incredible. First time like I said, I've been working, so I haven't had a chance to see what the newer mini set does, as well as the patch. It's like it's trucking right along.
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting meta. You see a lot of classes return back from the depths. It was very much a 3-class meta, 3 to 4 class meta before the patch, after the mini set, and so Blizzard wanted to retain some of the other classes being able to actually play the game. So a lot of people still figuring things out, and like Geranium said earlier, trying to figure out what's good into what. And so Turtle was absolutely able to do that today, bringing a solid deck that seemed able to curve out on everything that Lulu was able to bring.
Hey, Turtle! Congratulations on the win.
Thanks.
Turtle, couldn't you have let us like cast for a bit longer? This is just
You guys got like what, half an hour, 20 minutes in?
Yeah,
Just be
yeah.
Well rested for the next series.
Yes, the next series. No, but congratulations, Turtle. It was very well played. Even you spotted that last lethal faster than we did. We were saying that it was a terrible equality, but you spotted the Chill Maw interaction. It must be your favorite card, and was able to get that lethal, putting you guys in a very decent position with the Itchy Sweaters having a bye next week. You guys have a 15-point week, which is insane. The second to last week before playoffs. How do you feel?
I mean, yeah, not bad. We really needed it. We've had kind of especially me, I've had like a really rocky start. I was 1-3 before this, so definitely felt good to get a sweep here.
Yeah, a sweep is huge, especially because it's against a team that will be contesting you for those that playoff spot. And it seems like you guys will be moving up to 2-2-1, which pretty solidly puts you in the race with everyone there. How do you feel about what other team or how that playoff race is going? You guys feel like you have a solid read on the meta going into the last week?
I think so. It seems like we've all been doing pretty well in our series on ladder recently, so hopefully we can have another really good week here and maybe squeak into playoffs. It'll still be like a pretty uphill battle, but we are hopeful.
yeah, it looks like your conference specifically is very muddy. Like there's a lot of teams that are right around the same number of points. Now you're very likely to pass Itchy Sweaters, but you still have 2 other teams that are really on your tail. Do you think they're both going to pass you, or do you think that you have a fairly good shot at that plan?
I mean, looking at the teams, not to like roast, but I think we'll be pretty okay. But
All right.
yeah,
Yeah,
we just
that's
gotta
some
keep
great
it
confidence.
up, make some
Yeah.
more plays. Oh yeah, and Tab, you mentioned that equality play earlier. Even if there wasn't a dragon in hand, I was still ripping the like the 2 and whatever for lethal. Everything at 1 health, like it probably would have gotten there even if you didn't have a dragon, right?
Yeah, very well could have. We were just marveling at how fast the series was going. It seems like neither player seemed to take a lot of time on their turns. It was very confident, and usually it was quite obvious what the best play was. How do you feel that the meta is in terms of decision making? Like, do the decks give you a lot of room to make different plays, or do you think they sort of play themselves?
I mean, they mostly play themselves, at least right now. Like half the decks are just like tempo jam jug on 5 decks. So those are always like pretty straightforward. So it's like the little decisions that matter. But yeah, I mean, this is my kind of meta. I really enjoy decks that kind of just jam cards, kill people. So I'm happy.
Yep.
Is this the resurrection? Is this the new Lee Broom Paladin?
No, nothing comes close to that deck.
Well,
This might be the new
always worth
pure
it.
paladin, but like nothing will ever touch Lee Broom.
Pure Paladin was so good. Anyways, I do. I mean, I want to ask some questions about the match you just played. We have the time. Um, in that first game, it was pretty down to the wire. She got you down to what was it, I think 3 health before you started really clawing your way back. How were you feeling looking at the huge board of pirates over and over?
Yeah, I was just really hoping, like the turn where I played the 5/5 that gains armor. I have no idea what it's called, but that was probably like the biggest decision I made that match. Whether to play that, to play around like whatever other burst damage was in hand from the 3-drop that gets random damage, which I mean it ended up being the right play. But yeah, I just knew that as long as I survived to 7 mana to cast that like gain 10 spell, I won. So barely got there, and then after that, it was pretty straightforward. Just play my cards that gain health so I don't die.
I mean, she really did put the pressure on even in game 2 as well with the extremely aggressive priest curve. Do you think that that this paladin has like sort of the defensive backbone to deal with basically any aggressive deck, or
Um, I want to say any aggressive deck. It does really well against like board-based decks because it has all the taunts. But stuff that goes over the top, it struggles against. Like that Menagerie Death Knight deck. I've had a lot of trouble with just because they like chip you down early with the minions, and by the time you've like stabilized on board, they're just like sending frostbolts to your face, and you can't really do anything about it. But I think
Yeah.
overall it does pretty good in board-based matchups.
Yep, for sure. It can definitely curve out as its first line of defense and then have its defensives at the end of the game to sort of lock out the game. I was wondering about your bans. Lulu banned Priest and you banned DK. Now, obviously, with Hero, if you keep winning, you don't have to reveal that much about your lineup. So, without revealing too much of the spice that you had for the Warrior, the Priest, or the DK, is there any reason why you banned DK in this set?
I would just go to like HS replay and like go to like the little meta chart thing and just like ban whichever class has the biggest number. And there were like 3 or 4 different Death Knight decks that were like the best into all my classes. So I decided to ban Death Knight.
Yeah, a perfectly reasonable option, I think, and obviously got rewarded from it, at least how the cards fell. So good choice.
All right. Well, thanks again, Turtle, for joining us, and congratulations for your team win there. And wish you and good luck to the playoffs, to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, thanks for having me on. It is always a blast to get the opportunity to play on stream.
Yeah, man. Definitely. Thanks to Lulu Mark 1 as well for suggesting it and getting things rocking and rolling. So if anybody out there has or wants to play on Sunday, just hit me up via DMs and be happy to put you on the either the 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, or 9 o'clock Eastern time slots. So with it being a double week, it was kind of odd to try and schedule matches. So
Yeah, a lot of matches and playoff races coming down to the wire. So better than ever to even raise the stakes even further and get those on stream.
Yep.
We'd love to see it.
Yep, we only have 1 week left, I believe. Yes, week 7 for I think all the series.
Yeah, I know at least for Hero and Legacy. Week 7's coming up. A lot of races in Gold Series as well as Purple Conference in Hero.
Yeah. All right. anything to add to Geranium Battle tab before we let everybody go for the evening?
I mean, as you just saw, this is a very important match for the playoff race. If you are out there and you want to get your match streamed next week, almost all of the matches next week are going to be very important. So we would love to see it.
Mhm.
Speaking as someone in the THL community, I love watching the streams. I love it when people hop on stream. So please get it on there.
Well said. Well said. All right. With that, let everybody go. Have a great rest of your weekend. And hopefully get a match on Sunday, but keep tuning into the THL Discord there. So thanks again. See you later.
Thank you.